First of all, I would like to say Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. Secondly, I would like to thank every one of you here today for attending and coming in support of the brothers and sisters of Palestine. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. This Palestine war did not start on the 7th of October. It started, if you look into the history, it started 70 years ago.
75 years ago.
If you go into the history and look into the Nakba, these Palestinian people did not deserve this. No Palestinian children deserve this. Was the Palestinian children born to have these bombs thrown at them? No. We are all peace-abiding people. I've been to Palestine, I was in Palestine in February, and I witnessed the things I witnessed with my own eyes. You have to see it to believe it. Palestinians, Jewish, and I mean Jew people, Jews, the Christians, they're living side by side. But there's an obstacle in place. The people who dislike this, they want the land, they don't want this. You tell me, before many years ago, when the Jewish people, nobody in the world, they were abandoned by them. Who looked after them? It was the Muslims. It was the Muslims who looked after them. Even in Jerusalem, Palestine, it was the Muslims who they were living side by side. Yeah. And I say today, the things that are going on, we shouldn't let this go on. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! As I was saying, in February, I went to Palestine to do the Palestine 10K marathon run. And in that run, there was many thousands of people who attended this marathon, many people around the world. I've met people from Ireland, people from America, they joined the marathon to raise money for the people of Palestine. I just want to ask you one thing. If I was to turn up at your house one day, I was homeless, I had nothing to eat, no food, and you let me into your house, give me a bed for the night, and the next day I say to you, excuse me, I'm sorry, this is my house. How would you feel? How would you feel? And this is what the Palestinian people are going through every day. I've been to the West Bank, I've been to the city of Jenin City, and every day there is, the homes have been bulldozed, and their lands have been taken, and they are homeless. If you go and see in the West Bank, the refugee camps, you will be shocked. So, to my brothers and sisters, this is all the Zionists want is the Palestinians to take the land. That's all they want. So we have to be in solidarity in joining and supporting the Palestinian brothers and sisters in Palestine. So join, and I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. Thank you very much.
It's been going on, as we know, since early October. As a Jew, I want nothing to do with the genocide, and I will call it by that name, in Palestine. Not just Gaza, as I said, across the West Bank as well. I want to talk a little bit about how we got where we are. It's brilliant that we've had our Muslim brother come up here and express his solidarity and humanity. We had the Christian sister B talking about the speech that was made by Winter Isaac, a pastor in a church in Bethlehem, explaining that Christmas was cancelled this year because Christ is under the rubble. Christ is under the rubble. Now, do Jews around the world want this? Is this what the intention was when Jewish people tried to find an answer to the anti-Semitism that they have suffered for generations, for centuries? Well, I don't think so. And and I want people to know there's a gentleman there. If you've not got your placard, what he's saying is Palestinian freedom and Jewish safety are not opposing causes.
Speaking, I just came along and I was really inspired to speak. I was a bit timid, but as the speakers came up on stage, I really felt like I needed to say something. I am a middle leader in the secondary school, and I teach religion worldviews, and I'm in charge of that, and history. And I just really wanted to say my 2 cents on this, so I won't keep you long because we are all freezing here. And I really want to thank you, from the bottom of my heart for standing here and speaking up against the atrocities. In terms of education, there's nothing in the curriculum based on this at all. And it's quite shocking. And I'll tell you what's quite shocking about it. When I put my view across in the classroom, the minority of students now say actually Israel has a right to defend itself. And I challenge this view. And the students look at that minority of students and say, what sort of history have you learned to really say that? Israel is the occupying force. They are the aggressors. Look at the facts. We had Farouk up here talking about and mentioning the Nakba. Did you know do you know the history of the Nakba? Nakba is not taught in the Israeli curriculum. And when it's mentioned to Palestinians, I don't mention it either. Why do they not? Because it sends shocking and horrific memories of what happened during that time. There are people in Palestine today who don't know the civilization that we live in today. They don't know what's beyond the Palestinian camps because they've been brought up in that state. It's absolutely horrific. There are many historians who speak out against this, such people like Noam Chomsky, who is kind of a leftist, but he speaks the truth in his book called, and he's Jewish as well, thank you very much, who in his book, Gaza in Crisis, please do have a read on that, tells you about the political history of this conflict and what happened in 2006, 2009, 1967 and 1948. Please do have a look at the history and teach the young generation the true history behind this conflict and how the geopolitical objectives of America and Israel has distorted this history. We are not stupid. No, we're not. We learn about the true nature of this conflict. Please teach the young generation about what the nature of this conflict is about and how the media and the Western geopolitical objectives have absolutely marred and tried their best to cover up the voices of the Palestinians. Not just the Palestinians, us here as humans, us here who stand up for human rights, not from a Muslim perspective, not from a Christian perspective, not from a Jewish perspective, from a human perspective. And what is even more, I just want to say before I leave, I've recently become a father. And I'm looking at fathers here today with their children and their mothers here today who have children. And it really brings tears when I know the true nature of this conflict. Before I go, I just want to say, if for those of you who don't know the true nature of this conflict, who are here to broaden their perspective, follow a few things, follow the correct historians like Noam Chomsky, who speak out against these atrocities, and not only that, who follow social media, which is such a powerful tool today. For those of you who follow people on Instagram, check out I Am Palestine. Yes, just a little warning, it is a little bit graphic, but it tells you the true nature of this conflict and what's happening to our beloved children and everyone else out there. Thank you for letting me speak, and thank you for your